It's time for this week's View from the Sideline. Here's Bryan Burchfield.
It's time for this week's View from the Sideline, the first View from the Sideline of the 2017 season. My guest this week, the head coach of the Sweetwater Wildcats, Coach Ethan Edmiston. Coach, I appreciate your time and being with us.
Happy to be here.
Well, after all the off-season workouts, practices, scrimmages, things get started tonight here at home. Are you excited?
Yeah, very excited. Got a great group of kids, a lot of seniors, a lot of senior leadership. Had a good summer practice so far leading up to this, and a good week of practice this week. And the kids are excited, and we're ready to go.
Did the summer go well? Do you think your kids are prepared going into tonight's game? Do you feel confident about them knowing what they're supposed to be doing?
They've been well-focused this week. They know that Meigs is a good team, and this is going to be a challenge for us. But, yeah, it's a good week of practice, and I feel like they prepared well and ready to go.
As you've seen this team mature and come together in the off-season in preparation for this season getting started, are you excited about the potential of the season, not just about tonight, but the potential of what this team can do as a whole throughout this season?
Yeah, we've talked about that, season expectations and where the coaching staff thinks this team can be at the end of the season, and we want them just to keep that goal of one game at a time, one practice at a time. If you do that, by the time playoffs roll around, you'll be in a good situation. You'll be, a better team than you were at the beginning of the year. And we felt like last season we didn't stick with that. Kind of in the midway through the season, we felt like we were improving each week, doing really well, and then by the end of the season we kind of didn't keep up with that improvement. So this year, we're really focused on 1 week at a time, fixing things, getting better, executing the plays better each week, and just that constant improvement.
From what you're seeing right now, what do you think are the strengths of this team?
The leadership is definitely the biggest strength, I think, with 15 seniors, and a lot of these guys have started since they were sophomores. So it's a really good class for us. And then our offensive line is a strength. We've got, I would say our running game is probably one of our biggest strengths. And then defense, we didn't have to replace a whole lot from last season, so we've got a lot of our defense back. I think it'll be a tough defense to score on.
Scheme-wise, is things going to look the same for fans that come out there and watch the games, or any changes?
Pretty much the same. The defense will be a little more focused on stopping the run, so you'll see a lot of packed boxes and five-man fronts on defense. And Coach Martin, he's taken over the defense, and he's done a really good job of getting them to stop the run and be aggressive up front. So I'm excited about our defense this year.
A little different look to the schedule this season, some different opponents. You've moved to Region 3 3A. Talk about the move from 2A to 3A. What's your thoughts about that?
Well, there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of teams we haven't played. So it's a new opportunity. We're excited. We think we're in a region where we've got a good shot at winning. So we're confident. And we're excited to compete in this new region.
Talk about how your team is health-wise. I know you've got one key player that's going to be out for a few weeks in Hunter Jenkins. Let's talk about him a little bit. Is there anybody else that might be banged up?
He's the main one. He won't play tonight, but hopefully we'll have him back soon. We've got just some kids that are a little banged up, but we should be pretty healthy. This week, one of our things we focused on was trying to get everybody as healthy as possible. We didn't want to bang ourselves up this week. We had 3 scrimmages, so our kids got a lot of full speed action to prepare for this. So we should be mostly healthy.
Sweetwater head football coach Ethan Edmiston, our guest on this week's View from the Sideline. Your first opponent tonight, Meigs County, you kind of get thrown right into the fire. Meigs County probably arguably the best team, or arguably one of the best teams on your schedule this season. Talk about coming right out of the gate and playing a tough team like Meigs County.
Yeah, It's good and bad, I guess, because the kids have something to be focused for.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have these 3 weeks of practice leading up to the first game, if you had a team that's probably not going to be that competitive of a game, it'd be harder to keep the kids focused. But they know that this is going to be a good team. Meigs has a lot of players returning. They've got their quarterback coming back, and he had a good game against us last year. So we know that they're going to be a tough team, and I've been happy with our kids' practice and their focus that they've had in these 3 weeks leading up to this game.
Remembering the matchup between these two teams last season, it was pretty much a stalemate, but it was sloppy and a lot of turnovers.
Yeah,
so
very sloppy.
Been preaching to your guys to hang on to the football tonight.
Yeah, that was definitely something Monday after that game that we went through the film play by play and all the opportunities, the mistakes, the turnovers, the bad snaps. It was just a really sloppy game on both sides. I mean, they also had they could say the same thing. If the game went the other way, they could have said, man, we had all these chances and we didn't take advantage of. But we brought back that film this year, like preparing from, and showing the kids like how many opportunities, good field position that the defense put us in, and we weren't able to capitalize and get points. So there's been a lot of things to work on and try to get the kids to improve on.
Coach, do you feel a lot of excitement from the community about this season? I know folks were really excited last year. You kind of took a step forward as a program. I think people are excited about you taking another step forward again this year. Do you sense that in the community?
I do. And last season we had 6 seniors, and we've got 15 this year, and we had a lot of key positions that are returning. So I think the community is excited, and they see the potential of this team. The coaches, the school, everyone's kind of excited at what this season could be.
What adjustments happened in the off season as far as your coaching staff?
Just one really, and that was Mike Martin. He was an assistant on defense last season, and now he's going to coordinate the defense. And very excited to have him calling the defense. He's got a lot of experience, and he brings a lot to this team.
It'll be exciting to see how that defense performs this season. Let's go back to Meigs County just a little bit. Let's dial in. Tell us what the Wildcats have to do to get a win at home tonight to start the season against the Meigs County Tigers.
Well, it'll start with stopping their quarterback. He's a playmaker with his legs and his arm. Last season he hurt us with his legs a few times. He made a couple big throws, and this year he's got a new target that he's throwing to, and he's got a tall, big 6'4" receiver on the edge, and it'll be a challenge to stop those two. And then we know what they're going to do on defense. They're going to bring pressure, and they're going to try to get in the backfield and sack our quarterback. And so it's going to be a challenge, but I think we're ready.
Well, Coach, I'm excited. I know you are. I know the guys are. And good luck tonight against Meigs County.
All right, thank you.
You've been listening to View from the Sideline. The Fairweather Financial pregame show is coming up next.